Asher and Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with our next guest, also from our friendly neighbors to the north. So let's welcome to the show, Dawn Vally. How are you, Zachary?
Oh, I'm not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So I do have a question right off the bat, just to be funny. Okay, I never talk about band names.
Yeah.
But in Canada, is that how you guys spell Valley?
No, it's not. So we actually purposely spell it wrong so that we're easier to find on the internet.
Yep, I figured,
Yeah.
That's why I never really bring up band names except stuff like that, because I find, man, oh my God, you guys have such a hard time coming up with band names nowadays because everything's pretty much taken. So you got to do stuff like that or make a letter upside down or something like that.
So our band name is actually in Toronto, one of the main expressways is called the Dawn Vally Parkway.
Nice. Okay.
And it's spelled D-O-N and then Valley the traditional way. So we put D-A-W-N to kind of make it more dark. And then took away the E from Valley to make it easier to find on the internet.
Nice. Not only that, but I'll bet you find people that either A, don't know how to spell Valley anyway, or B, they want, in the day and age we are, they want to troll you and say, hey, you're spelling Valley wrong.
We get that all the time.
But you know what? I think that's good, man. Fuck it. Let them do that any way that they want to get notice and give you,
it's funny. We either get told that we spelled it wrong or they spell it the traditional way on the posters.
I could see that too.
Yeah, we're always going to venues and it's like they got the chalkboard out front with our name. We're like, nope, erase the E.
Should just cross out the E.
I did that once actually in where was it? I think it was in Guelph, and I just grabbed the chalk and X'd out the E.
I love it. That's so killer. So I gotta tell you something. I listen to your music, man, and it's fucking brutal as hell, and that's a compliment. That's a total compliment.
That's what we're going for. We want that. We want to give the heavy, right?
No doubt. And I always like to clear the air when it comes to stuff like that, because people listen to that and they think, oh, you're evil, oh, you're mean, you're this.
Honestly,
if you just talk to people,
a lot of our music is we write it about just personal experiences when it comes to aspects of this album, for instance. Every song is written about a different time in my life where I was betrayed by somebody I trusted.
Well,
yeah, so it's a lot of that.
I could write a lot of albums about that.
Yeah, right. Because with the way the world is today, you get a lot of material if you're writing like that.
No doubt. But that's why I bring that up. If you sit and talk to artists instead of just assuming from their music, you'll realize that they're just performing, and that doesn't mean usually most of the most brutal bands I know are the nicest teddy bears I've ever met.
Honestly, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in the industry is a guy that I go way back with, actually. It's the old drummer of Suffocation, Eric Marotti. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And it's the guy plays absolutely brutal death metal. And off stage, the guy's one of the funniest guys ever.
Yeah, and I find that most of the death metal people are the nicest guys. You know? And they're the ones that everybody's the most scared of.
Which
makes me laugh.
Even recently when we played Loud as Hell Open Air, and I got to hang out with Summoning the Lich a bit, and same thing, absolutely brutal music, and the funniest guys off stage, just always joking and carrying on.
No doubt. And so tell me about that festival, because I go on tour and I do coverage of music festivals all over the U.S., U.K., Europe. I just got back from Wacken and Bloodstock and Incarceration.
We actually did the Metal Battle for Wacken this year, and we were a provincial finalist.
Oh, well, let me give you some advice, because I interview a lot of the Metal to the Masses and the Wacken battle bands, and when they give you advice, take it
Oh yeah,
Because
100%.
almost every band I interviewed at those two festivals didn't make it the first year. They took the advice, came back, and won.
Oh, honestly, we took it as like a learning experience for us on the provincial final. The advice they gave us, we kind of put it into action right away and used that at Loud as Hell, and we got an amazing response at that one and Alternative Waves Music Fest.
Nice. So how is Loud as Hell is my point I was getting to.
Oh,
That's one I haven't done yet.
It's amazing. Like Jeff Borey out there is the guy that runs it, and he's from Drumheller, and amazing guy doing amazing things for the Canadian music scene. Like, it's in my opinion, it's probably the biggest metal festival going in Canada right now, outside of like maybe Armstrong. But it's like right up there, like a top 2 festival, and it's just such a sense of community out there in Alberta with the way it's set up. There's camping, there's just nonstop music, and it almost doesn't even feel like you're playing a show. It just feels like you're hanging out with a bunch of friends. But it's like 1,500 friends that are there, right?
Right. I love that. That's so cool, and that's what it's about. That's what metal's about. That's what music's about. We can escape the insanity of the world and just
The metal crowd. It's like I always laugh because like the metal crowd is, I swear I see more like anger and fist fights at a country show than I do a metal one.
It is so funny that you said that because I've been talking about this lately. So several years ago, I had 2 festivals I had to cover in one weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously, I couldn't be at both. So there was this girl that worked for me. She was a country girl. And I'm like, you got to cover this festival. And she was scared because she told me, I've never even been to a rock concert in my life. And I'm like, well, let me dispel the myths for you, okay? You go to these country shows with a bunch of rednecks drinking Jack Daniels, getting into fist fights, okay?
Literally.
You go to a metal show, and you'll meet the nicest people you ever met. We're one big family. You'll probably make a lot of new friends. You'll see that the mosh pit ain't about hurting people.
Plus somebody falls, you pick them back up. Like
exactly. And she comes back after the weekend, and she goes, oh, my God, you were so right. I have all these new friends. Everybody was so nice.
Yeah.
And I teabagged some dude, and now he's my boyfriend. And I have this new favorite band. I don't know if you know who they are. They're called Bring Me the Horizon. I'm like,
oh God, that's literally my favorite vocalist of all time. I've actually got, funny enough, I've got me and my girlfriend, we have a son on the way, and we're actually naming him after Ollie Sykes.
Nice. And, I got to tell you, I think he's one of the best lyricists ever. In fact, my favorite.
Incredible lyricist.
Right? My favorite lyric of all time, of every band I've ever listened to, is I can't drown my demons. They know how to swim.
Yeah.
That is the fucking most brilliant shit ever, man.
Yeah, every time they put out music, it's like I sit there and give it a hard listen, and it's like every single time the guy's just got like at least 1 or 2 lines every album where it's just like, wow.
Exactly. Right? Like he comes up with these lines like
even in the one that stood out for me a lot was on their second record, Suicide Season, and it was what is it? We're all going to hell, we may as well go out in style. Death is a promise and your life is a fucking lie.
Right? That's fucking
And it was just
brilliant.
like, how do you come? I even as a lyricist myself, I sit there and look at it. I'm just like, that's like a whole different level of its own compared to everybody else. Like you've got everybody else, and then you've got Ollie Sykes at the top.
No doubt about it. And like some of his songs, I so relate to. Like, "Can You Feel My Heart?" Forget that one line. Most of it I relate to 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And "Throne" is like my theme song. Like people that know me and I play them the chorus, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's totally you." Because
a big one out of that era that stands out to me is Sleepwalking.
Yep, that's a good one.
That one's always stood out to me hard. It's just like the emotion that he conveys, and like his vocal delivery is just like it conveys so much emotion that's perfect for the kind of lyrics that he writes.
No doubt about it. And what a live show they do.
Yeah, no, it's like I saw Bring Me the Horizon a couple months ago, and incredible show.
Yeah. That's how I got to know
show
them.
is unreal.
That's how I got to know them, actually, because I saw them at a Wimmer Festival in the States. First time I ever saw them years ago.
Yeah.
and I never even heard their music for
Yeah.
whatever reason. And I instantly they went shot to my top 5 favorite bands, like from that live
Oh,
show.
easily.
Like,
They're really the band that made me fall, like, because I used to be really into the older kind of metal style, like Lamb of God, Children of Bodom, stuff like that when I was in high school. And then it was a friend of mine that actually ended up showing me their Count Your Blessings album. And I think it was the song Black and Blue that was the first song I ever heard by them. And I was like, this is insane. And it was about a year later when they actually ended up putting out Suicide Season. And it was like, this is the greatest band in the world.
right. And they're so versatile. Like, a lot of people give Ollie shit for changing it up. And I say, bravo, like, it's not the same shit all the time. And he said in an interview, like, why do I want to write the same song over and over again?
It's funny that you say that, though, because he kind of silenced the critics this year when they put out that Dehumanized song.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was telling everybody, he's like, I told you he still has it. Like,
exactly, man. Like, so that's the way I look at it, too, is like, okay, you take a little break for a while because you're bored with the same stuff. But then it recharges you to come back with something brutal like that.
Yeah, like I was when that Dehumanized song came out, I think I listened to nothing but that song for like 5 days straight.
Right. And
I was telling my friends, I'm like, this is the Ollie Sykes and Bring Me the Horizon just put out the best metal song in the last 15 years.
And I knew that was coming when Jordan was no longer in the band.
Yeah.
I think that was probably a big reason. It's like, okay, let's go back to our deathcore roots.
Yeah.
And the Jordan didn't fit in with that, for sure.
Yeah, he was very much a part of their going towards the commercial sound, for sure.
Exactly. So tell us about your sound, okay? So you got your new EP, and I was specifically watching Kneecapper.
Okay.
And man, what brutality. I love it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun writing that one. It was mostly written by, like, the instrumental was, a lot of it was written by our bass player, Jeff. He's pretty much the brains behind a lot of the instrumental stuff. Like, I'll throw in the odd thing here, like our guitarist Anton will throw in the odd thing, but Jeff is just a natural songwriter. And I always tell people in the Ontario music scene, I'm like, Jeff is criminally underrated as a songwriter. He gave me that song, the instrumental, the finished, like the demo instrumental, I guess, in, I want to say, February. And I just laughed with him. I was like, oh, I'm going to have fun with this one. And he had actually had the working title, like, we didn't have lyrics for it yet. He gave it the working title, Kneecapper. And he's like, yeah, name it whatever you want, but like, that's just a working title. And I was like, no, I'm going to try and do something different. And I want to write around the working title.
Right.
Because I liked how catchy the name was. And I was like, it's one that, like, is going to stand out on an album list. And I was like, I want to really make that one, like, stand out as it is. So I want to write around the title. So that's when I came up with just, like, the one line in it. And I built from there, which was in the hook, Kneecapper, left to bleed in place, no forward, no escape. And that's just kind of like when I was like, okay, I was writing it based on, like, betrayal from an old friend of mine that he was always very flip-floppy and backtrack. He would agree to something, and then when it's time to do the thing, he would back out, and it ultimately ended up costing him a lot. And so that's kind of what I based the song around, and I wanted to use that line, Kneecapper, as like a way to convey that.
Nice. I love it. And I have a very important question. Why is it the best musicians come out of Canada? Is it because you're so freaking freezing that you just stay in and write killer music?
All those cold winters create the anger for the music, right?
Right, I'm telling you. Listen, not even in your area, but so I'm somebody that the cold doesn't bother me. Except I did New Year's at Niagara Falls one time, and I've done New Year's Times Square in the freezing cold, sitting out for like 16 hours. Didn't bother me.
Yeah.
And I'm the type, I won't miss anything. I was married at the time, and my wife went into shock because a half an hour before midnight, I was like, I'm fucking done. It's too cold. I can't do
Yeah.
this anymore. And like, she never saw me tap out like that, you know. But with that mist from the falls, and that's not even as north as you are. So I couldn't
Yeah,
even
we're
imagine
over.
being up there.
Yeah, we're over off Lake Ontario. But if you get into like middle of Quebec out to like the East Coast, those winters they'll end up through the winter they'll end up getting like 6-7 feet of snow, and it's like minus 45, and like it gets wild out there. Even out like Alberta, and their winters get pretty rough too.
Yeah, my friend, my good friend, she lives in Calgary,
Okay.
so she keeps wanting me to come there. I'm like, I'm not coming to that cold shit, man.
Yeah, it's funny because the winters out there are like really like super cold, but then the summers, like when we just did Loud as Hell out there, and we got caught in like a wind, like a sandstorm.
Oh my god.
We were playing, and it was like 80 km/h winds, and like dust, like sand tornadoes going, and we're playing.
You know, that puts a whole new meaning to festival dust.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was brutal. I think, but when we got back to Ontario, I was like coughing up dust, and even the rest of the band was like, "I'm blowing my nose, and it's like half sand."
Right? And I do a lot of festivals, and I always wonder about that, especially the singers, how you guys perform, because like I'm
was
still
drinking a
not
lot of
breathing
water
properly from the past month, you know.
I think I might have drank like a case of water, and like on the day that we played, I have to have killed like a whole case of water.
Right, and then
Yeah.
like I use this stuff. I found it in the UK. I don't know if you have it there, but they definitely don't have it in the US. Vocal Zone. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so all the singers use it.
Okay.
This shit is badass. Like it, and it does taste bad, but it's
Yeah.
like I gave it to one of the people at one of the U.S. festivals because they were really dying from the festival dust. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, and I'm like, here, take this. And she was like, at first, like, oh my God, this is disgusting. I can't
Yeah.
believe you, maybe. And then afterwards, she's like, oh my God, it actually works.
Yeah.
Like, this stuff is like, I don't know. I grabbed a whole bunch of packs every time I go there because there's nothing like it. And if you're like a singer, they swear by it over there. All the singers over there, they swear by it. You know, it's just
I'll look into it.
It's sugar free. It's a lozenge. It tastes like shit. But man, I just did like I was at Bloodstock. They're having a drought for 2 months. So the festival dust was really bad. I made a mistake in going to a couple pits the first day, and I did like 45 interviews. And so same with singing, as I'm talking, I'm breathing that shit in. Yep. My throat and my voice was trashed, and I was just in the morning pumping myself with those vocals, those vocal zones, and I was like, I was fine, you know, to do the interviews. Like it's like magic.
Yeah.
So the new EP, tell us more about that. You know, why should the listeners check it out?
It's probably the best, most like we tried to go for a more high octane sound. We wanted to combine the sound that we had from the last two EPs to kind of give you like, if somebody asks what is Dawn Valley, you show them this EP to get everything that is Dawn Valley out of it. Like you're getting the solos, you're getting the two steps, the breakdowns, the big vocals, the hooks, everything about it.
Nice, I love it. And tell everybody how they can reach out to you guys on socials. Get your not only check out your stuff, but buy your merch, because they can't listen to my show unless they buy merch.
Yeah, we got a Big Cartel shop. If you go to our Instagram, we'll have like a Beacons link there, and you click on it. It's got like our Spotify, our Facebook, Instagram, our online merch store. We'll ship not like at the cost of the shipping at the cost of the buyer. We will ship anywhere.
Nice. Is there anything else you want to tell people about your band and things you got coming up that we haven't covered already?
Just the same thing that we say on all of our socials. If you like what you hear, come see it live. Well, we guarantee you won't walk away upset.
There you go. That's what it's about, live music. And that's how I always found my most favorite bands is live. It is a
Oh, yeah.
whole different world than just listening to the music.
It really is.
I mean, there's bands I didn't even like when I listened to their music till I saw them live.
So one of the bands that I wasn't crazy on was Motionless in White, and then I saw them with Horizon, and it was insane.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a whole different
Yeah,
experience. And
that band just completely won me over.
there you go. That's the way it should be. Well, I think you'll win a lot of people over, so they definitely have to go catch you out live.
What am I doing here? There we go.
And thanks a lot for giving us great music, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.